Hello and welcome to Money and Mouth Productions, a YouTube channel dedicated to character growth. My mission is to do the work, practice healthy habits, and test what works and what doesn't work so that one day I can take the wisdom I've gained and help others on their own self-improvement journey. Now, it's easy to sit down in front of a camera and preach at people and tell them how they should be living their lives, but if I'm not in the grind, if I'm not wading in the mud myself, then I'm nothing but a hypocrite, and that's not really useful for anyone. So, who am I and why am I doing this? My name is Christian Mullen, and the reason I'm doing this is to document my transformation. I used to be a basement dweller addicted to video games. I used to look like this, now I look like this. It took me a long time to get to where I'm at right now, and I still have a long way to go. The grind just does not ever end. So what are my ultimate goals? Well, the ultimate goal is just to become the best version of myself possible. So what does that actually look like? What does that entail? Well, I've broken my goals down into categories and time frames. We have my ultimate goals, which are the 5 to 7 year timeline, and my milestones, which are 1 to 6 months. Ultimate goals. Fitness. My goal is to get down to 15% body fat and to main gain. What is main gaining? Main gaining is essentially getting down to the body fat percentage that you want and then eating at calorie maintenance so that you stay at that same body fat percentage. And the goal from there is simply to build muscle mass and strength. Essentially, what I would like to be able to do is bench press 225 pounds, 4 reps for multiple sets. I'd also like to be able to squat and deadlift 325 pounds, 4 reps for multiple sets. Professional goals. Right now, I would like to build Bill Burnett Success Studio into its peak. I'd like to see it basically flourish. I want to see it with as many clients as possible. I want to see it scale, and I want to see it making as much money as possible. And the fact that I'm able to be a part of that process is a privilege and an honor, honestly. Goal number 2 is to become an entrepreneur / business owner. My ultimate dream is to definitely have an online coaching business of some sort. And I see this as the groundwork. This is establishing my credibility. If I can't get myself to the goals that I want to get to, then what right do I have trying to help other people get to the goals that they want to? Financial goals. I'd like to make 6 figures. I want to be rich. Simple. I'd also like to save up to $1 million. It's doable. It might sound far-fetched, but it's not. It's definitely doable. And I know I can do it within 5 to 10 years, so that's why it's in that goal. Relationships. I want to have a wife and kids. I've been thinking about having kids ever since I was 16. So right now it's been about 10 years I've been thinking about it. So yeah, my next goal is to build a solid network of mentors, peers, and mentees. I want to have a big pool of people who I can just pick from and basically either learn from or use their skills to some degree. And obviously it's a take and give, right? I would also be providing value in those relationships as well. So yeah, build as big of a network as possible. Now we're moving on to the milestones. My first fitness milestone is to get down to 20% body fat. And right now I actually can tell that I'm making progress because when I started tracking my body fat percentage, I started at 27% body fat, and that was 3 weeks ago from this week, or from this time, like recording, and now I'm at 24% body fat, so I'm doing something right. Keep in mind, the machine I'm using this in-body machine, so it uses the electrical scan pulse thing to read your body fat percentage. I don't know what the margin of error is, and I will only learn that in time the more I use it. Financial milestone. I want to save up to 3 months of living expenses. So basically, if I can save $1,500 per month for 4 months, I will achieve that goal. Professional milestones. Make 1 sale. Help 1 person create their long-term goals and their milestones, and help them build the vehicle and or habits, routines to get there. Relationship goals. Set up my dating profile. I haven't done it and I've been avoiding it, so I just need to do it. I need to take quality pictures for that. Go on 1 coffee date. The only intention with this is honestly just to build my confidence in myself, really. I'd also like to start a book / men's club. My ultimate goal is to just create a community slash group of like-minded men who are all ambitious and entrepreneurial driven and just want to succeed, want to become the best version of themselves possible. And just building good influences is always a good thing. So that's why I'm trying to do that. Cultivating new slash budding friendships. So I have a lot of these at this point in my life, and working 60 hours a week, it can be very difficult to find the time to cultivate these friendships. So it's constantly on the back of my mind, like, how often am I making time for these new people, and how much time am I dedicating to these people? Like, it doesn't even have to be that much. Like, once every other week usually is enough to sustain a friendship over a period of time. So that is my goal moving forward. Okay, now that my short-term and long-term goals have been established, it is time to build the vehicle that will actually get me to the long-term point. What is this magical vehicle, you might be asking? Well, I'm very glad that you asked. So having goals is great. It's amazing. In fact, you need them. But achieving them on our own can be very difficult, especially if we're fighting years of just bad habits and complacency. Speaking from experience, jumping into something head first without setting intentions or having some sort of accountability system usually leads to me quitting either a day or a week after I start. Perfect is the enemy of done, but overanalysis leads to paralysis. It's good to have a plan, but sometimes you do just need to start and then adjust from there. Luckily for me, I have a team of people who are willing to hold me accountable and keep me to my word. So thank you. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. So if you have watched any of my other videos, you would know that I am obsessed with habit forming. Why am I obsessed with habit forming? Think of a habit as a small, self-sustaining machine that is lodged in your brain. It takes some time and conscious effort to build it first, but once it's there, it takes care of itself, freeing your conscious mind to think about other things. So what habits are we trying to build? Luckily for me, a lot of these habits are already there. Working out, meal prep, journaling, among other habits I've been working on for years, so I don't really need to think about that too much. The new habits I need to form are as follows. YouTube. I need to find consistent days and times to film, edit, and write the scripts for these videos. I need to find a consistent format that I'm going to do as well. Since this is a documentary style series, I guess, or the point of this is to document my transformation, I need to find a way to incorporate videos in my day-to-day life of just me doing stuff throughout the day. So that's going to be a trial and error process. We're going for 50% quality, 50% quantity. So I've been following this dude, Alex Hormozi. He is a YouTuber and an entrepreneur, and he basically says, he really preaches a different form of the 10,000 hour rule. So basically just churning out as much as you can and getting experience, and then as a result of getting that experience and just churning out as much as you can, the product, just by nature of you getting more experience and better at it as you go along, will just become better. So quality and quantity. Dating. So the habits for this really are going to be checking the dating profile that I have to set up, and then actually scheduling these dates, figuring out how often I want to do them. Maybe it's once a week, maybe it's every other week. I haven't exactly figured it out yet. We're just gonna jump into it. Networking. So the habits for this are mainly geared towards maintaining the connections that I have already and creating new connections, and then implementing those new connections into the maintenance system. So right now I am sort of working on a internal brain machine, a habit of texting people basically at least once a week, just checking in on them. Basically once a week, just checking in on them, making sure that they're doing okay, and trying to figure out times that we can get together. Like I said earlier, the point is doing as much as I can, essentially. It's difficult being, a 60-hour work week fiend. So if I can, every other week. Work. So my habits for work are simply just to keep doing what I'm doing, essentially. So we have this program called Gym Launch. I spoke about Alex Hormozi earlier. He's basically the founder of this company. and they have what's called boiler rooms. So they're these 30-minute sessions where you get into a room with other people who are trying to practice their sales skills, and you just go through different scenarios. And that's about it. Just keep doing that every single day. Keep meeting with consultations every day. So actually getting in front of prospective clients and, trying to get them interested in buying a membership. The ultimate goal is actually to help them, not just to sell them a membership. Finance. Set up a spending budgeting guide, a step-by-step guide that tells me how to just take all of the receipts that I have, all of the online spending things that is tracked through my banking app, put it all in one location and analyze how well I'm doing with my spending. Time, money, and calories operate very much the same way. If you are not constantly keeping tabs on them, they have a tendency of just ending up aimlessly lost into the ether. So my goal is to really keep track of my spending and make sure that I'm not going over budget. I really need to hit this $1,500 a month benchmark. And well, that's pretty much it. That is my rough plan so far. We're not really going for perfection yet. Right now, we're just in the chaotic, everything is sort of up in the air phase, and we're basically just going to perfect this as we move forward. The longer we go, the more we learn, the more dialed into our routines we actually become. I've already made progress on some of these goals so far. It's just a matter of, once again, maintaining, keeping up with it, and just staying on the grind. I'll have, hopefully, I don't really have a update or posting schedule yet. Once again, that's just something we'll find out as time moves on. But until next time, this has been Money and Mouth Productions. I'll see you in the next one.